and welcome to GameSack. The first stage or opening level of a game is extremely important. As they say, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. In some games, they use this area to teach you how to play the game, while other games it's just interesting in its own right. And sometimes the first stage is the best part of the game, but even games with great first stages can go on to get even better and better over time. And first up for you, I've got a shooter. It's Gradius 2 Go for No Yabo from Konami. This is the PC Engine Super CD version because why not? While the arcade version was released worldwide, the console versions all stayed in Japan.
Destroy them all!
Like almost any Gradius game, it begins quite well. You start out shooting down a bunch of little enemies, grabbing as many power-up capsules as you can in order to prepare yourself for what awaits. Then the stage proper begins, and you see a ton of giant suns. Forget wimpy binary star systems, this solar system probably has 30 suns, at least, all in one place. Granted, these suns are only about the size of a building or so. But they spit out fire-breathing dragon snake thingies, and they mean to do you harm. Fortunately, your weapons can cause their newly formed life to end rather quickly, and I suggest that you do so because nobody likes them and nobody will miss them once they're gone forever. Sometimes you'll encounter an even smaller sun. That kicks ass! But even it can birth a fire dragon snake thingy, so be careful.
Shoot it in the head!
At the end of the stage, you fight a giant bird who's engulfed in flames. I bet that really hurts. You know what hurts more though? That's right, your laser weapon. It doesn't take them long to die if you don't suck. Then you move on to enjoy the rest of the game, which I feel is better than the first title. But the first stage might just be one of the best things in this one. Some great graphics and excellent music elevate this version above the other ports. One other game in the series that I'd like to mention is Gradius Gaiden. This was released exclusively on the PlayStation, and then eventually on the PSP. It wasn't released outside of Japan in its time, and that's very unfortunate.
Crush all of them.
Like Gradius 2, this one begins with you shooting down a bunch of smaller enemies in order to power yourself up. And there are a lot more power-up capsules to collect during the stages in this game. You'll need them. Then you get into the stage proper, and this time it's a snowstorm. You're treated to some scaling, rotation, transparency, and lots of cool visual effects that let you know that the year 2000 can't be very far away. All of this is accompanied by one of the best musical selections ever to appear in the series. Then you get to the boss. It's a gigantic roly-poly, or pillbug as they're officially called, I suppose. But he's made entirely out of snow. There's only one way to defeat him, and that's by shooting him several times in his ass. After a short time, he dies, and it sounds like it really hurts. It's music to your ears though, because you are a sadistic bastard. Now you're treated to the rest of the game, which is also excellent. This is one of the best games, if not the best game in the entire series, and the way it starts out lets you know that you're in for a ride. Here's Kid Niki, Radical Ninja on the NES from Data East. You're at your ninja school when a bird gets an arrow right in the skull. The ninja school sign changes to "Will help you" for some reason, and now you begin your revenge tour. You attack by spinning your sword really fast, but I always thought it was kind of like a unique spidery bladed weapon or something. But keep in mind, I'm kind of an idiot. The enemies just rush at you, and one hit will take them out. One hit will also take you out, by the way. Even birds or owls or whatever these guys are who are just minding their own business will succumb to your wrath. For that is the way of Kid Niki, Radical Ninja. Some other guys are just standing there, not being radical. Their lives must end. Some enemies actually just take care of themselves. Yeah, they're not too bright, are they? The graphics are pleasing, and the extremely short yet insipid musical track is kind of catchy at first. If you dick around right here, you get warped to a bonus area. There's some yellow enemies down here and not much else, but it does give you a brief respite to the music in the stage proper. You can also choose to dick around right here instead and be taken to a different bonus round. In here, you've got some crap that falls for a short time, and you can collect it. It's not long before you make it to the boss, whose name is Death Breath. He tries to blow on you. Defeat him and move on with the game. And the music is the same. I do enjoy playing the first stage of this one, and while the rest of the game itself isn't bad, the music does kind of grate on you. It doesn't even change until round 4. Well, unless you're in a bonus area or fighting a boss. In this next segment, let's check out some games from Naughty Dog. I've chosen 3 games that, to me, have extremely memorable openings. It's Crash Bandicoot from Naughty Dog for the PlayStation. This is the first game in the series, and it has a great opening level, even though it's pretty short. You start out waking up on a beach. Then you start running into the screen. Whoa, that is crazy! This isn't a true 3D platformer, but it kind of felt like one at the time. This came out a couple of weeks before the Nintendo 64 launched with Mario 64, so many of us didn't really know any better. This level still holds up though. You smash boxes to get fruit, and you can defeat enemies by jumping on them, but it's much easier just to spin and kill them that way. The visuals are very detailed and colorful, much more so than we were used to seeing on the console up until now. At one point in the stage, you need to make the difficult choice to go left or right. If you choose the left path, it's pretty easy, and you just run along until the path joins up again up ahead. But if you dare choose the right path, you come up against a mind-bending puzzle that you'll need to solve in order to get across this giant gap. Do you have the intelligence required to survive this part? After this, you simply continue to the end of the stage and you're done. A cool intro stage that gives you a general taste of what you're in for with this one. Also from Naughty Dog is Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. This was originally released on the PlayStation 3, but it's been remade for the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. It's scheduled to be remade for the PS6 and PS7 as well. This version here is from the Nathan Drake collection on the PlayStation 4. You are Nathan Drake, and you begin the game waking up in a broken down train. You have no idea what's going on.
What's going on?
You're also severely wounded. It turns out that the train car you're in is hanging off of a cliff in the snow and is getting ready to drop. Despite your injuries, you need to work your way to safety if you can. But of course you can. This is only the first chapter, and what a chapter it is. Fortunately, the train is equipped with surfaces that are specifically designed for Nathan to climb. But it keeps breaking, and oh man, this is intense. You finally make it to the top, but this train car is going down, so you better start running and hope for the best. You barely make it, so you take some time to lay down and enjoy a cutscene to help fill in some of those memory gaps. After that, you wander around the rest of the wreckage and eventually find a gun and some ammo. Of course, there are enemies here who want nothing more than for you to be dead. You need to defend yourself.
Karma's a bitch.
That guy was just the first of the hundreds and hundreds of human beings that will meet their destiny by your hands in this game. Each of them has or had hopes and dreams, family, friends, maybe even pets waiting for them at home, hoping to be fed soon. Well, not anymore. Then you make your way into another train car, but of course things can't just go smoothly. That's right, it's Uncharted 2 by Naughty Dog. You get knocked out, and that means it's cutscene time again. When you wake up, you wander through the snow some more, and awesome, you found the thingy. Hell yeah! The chapter ends and the game picks up somewhere else in time. I played through this one on the PlayStation 3 3 separate times, all in a row. I'd finish the game and play through it again in its entirety, in each difficulty. Yeah, I got the Platinum Trophy. The first chapter here is a fantastic way to open what is, by far, the best game Naughty Dog has ever made or ever will make. last game, pun intended, from Naughty Dog that I'll talk about today is The Last of Us on the PlayStation 3. This one has also been remade for both the PS4 and PS5. Like Uncharted, it's scheduled to be remade for the PlayStation 6 and the PlayStation 7, but this one will also get a remake for the PS8, 9, and 10. You're Joel, and you come home to your daughter after work. She gives you a birthday present, and eventually falls asleep on the couch and you carry her to bed. Later, your Uncle Tommy wakes you up by calling, urgently wanting to talk to your dad, but he gets cut off. You control Sarah now, and you need to find your dad to let him know about the phone call, but you can wander around the house a bit and see the newspaper, which reports some strange things are going on. Your dad isn't in his room, but the TV is on and the news is reporting some very disturbing things. Soon, you see an explosion off in the distance out the window. You keep searching for your dad, but you can tell things aren't looking too good. Eventually, he runs back into the house. But then a zombie breaks in, and your dad shoots it dead. Then Uncle Tommy shows up in his truck, and you all drive away. As you drive, the adults talk about how it's not just this town. They've heard that the zombie plague has taken over almost everywhere. You're trying to escape, but you run into a traffic jam, and zombies are attacking people in their cars, so you take off. Eventually, someone rams into your car and wrecks it, and you black out. When you come to, you're playing as Joel, and you escape from the car. Sarah is injured, so you carry her, and it's just pure chaos. Fortunately, the game makes sure to keep you on the correct path. Uncle Tommy stays behind to buy you some time, and you keep going. You find someone from the military, but they have orders to kill you. Oh crap. You get shot, but Tommy kills him before he can finish you off. Unfortunately, Sarah isn't so lucky. She doesn't make it. It's a very sad scene for a video game, and it's not often we get powerful storytelling like this.
Come on, baby, please. I know, baby. I know.
Suddenly, it's 20 years later, and you, as Joel, have survived all of this time. You do a lot of walking around, and sometimes you need to kill other people, and sometimes you need to kill zombies. Yeah, I know they're technically not called zombies, but every zombie game, show, and movie tries to say that. Quit being cute, they're zombies. As Joel, you have super hearing that's not at all impacted by constantly firing your gun without hearing protection. Eventually, you need to escort this girl somewhere, and, well, that's basically the rest of the game. She's young, so that means you eventually develop father instincts and stuff.
Fireflies want with you.
The opening of this game isn't necessarily super fun, but it's powerful and extremely memorable. I found the rest of the game a bit boring aside from the incredible visuals and the occasional storytelling here and there. But I was just never interested enough to finish it. But man, that opening will really stick with you. Okay, we're done with the intense drama, and we're back to games that are just plain old fun, like they should be. And who wasn't blown away the first time they saw Metal Slug?
Metal Slug!
Here's Metal Slug on the Neo Geo from Nazca. I want to highlight the first game in the series because it was just so cool in its time, and it remains so today. This is a run and gun, but everything is dialed up to 11, hell, maybe even 11.3. Yeah. The Neo Geo was getting a reputation for releasing almost nothing but fighting games, but when this came out, it showed that they were serious about non-fighting games as well. You start out by blowing everyone away and rescuing dirty POWs who give you weapon upgrades and other items by way of a magic trick. I'm not kidding, it's actual magic. I love how this tunnel lights up with a flamethrower. I also love how the enemies burn in the flames. I don't think they're very happy about it though. But you certainly are because, again, you're a sadistic bastard. Now you need to shoot up at an enemy helicopter who's trying to take you out. Then you move on to a small enemy encampment, and things are getting pretty crazy. You even have guys jumping out of the water trying to kill you. What, was he just waiting in the water for you? But you are a one-man killing machine who doesn't go down very easily. Well, actually, I take that back, as you do die in a single hit. Then you jump into the game's titular vehicle, the Metal Slug.
Did you just say tits?
The Metal Slug here is super powerful and can easily take out the bigger enemy structures. It also enables you to take a ton of hits before you need to jump out. You'll make your way up some sort of waterfall type dealy bob and then face off against the first boss. It's a weird thingy that shoots at you. Do your best to dodge its shots, kill it, and then the stage ends. This game stood out because of the impressive animation and energetic audio. It still stands out today, and the first stage draws you in like crazy, making sure you want to keep playing as much as you can.
Rocket launcher!
This is Einhander from Square for the PlayStation. Yes, it's another shooter. At the time, Square was mainly known for their RPGs, not things with action, so this was quite the surprise. And it was unlike anything we had seen before in a shooter. The Earth and the Moon are at war. I don't recall which side you're fighting on, but you need to destroy the other side. Hey, destroy the Earth and the Moon will be free to orbit whatever the hell it wants to. That's how it works. You play as a craft that has 2 weapons and you can change them by defeating enemies. Most of the weapons have limited ammo. The music starts out operatic and kind of chilling. The music quickly changes to techno, and now you're shooting down enemies while simultaneously raising the roof. The city background looks cool and everything moves at 60 frames per second. Yeah, don't get used to those frame rates. It'll be a while before you can again. Then you fly through a red tunnel to encounter the first boss of the game, and he says, "Oh no, you didn't just say that. It is on, boy." During this fight, the angle sometimes changes and it's weird. We weren't used to this back then, so it was new and scary. After he dies, the game moves seamlessly into stage 2. I played through this game a long time ago, and overall it isn't bad, but the first stage is the part I most remember and maybe even the coolest section of the entire game. It's Gunstar Heroes from Treasure for the Genesis. This entire game will blow you away, but the opening stage will let you know that this game absolutely means business. Granted, you can choose your opening stage, but for this video, I'll assume that you choose the true first stage, the Ancient Ruins. It's another run and gun, and you begin by not only blasting enemies to their doom, but destroying the homes of these tiny people because screw them. They didn't do anything to you, but now they can burn in their former homes which stay on fire well after they're blown up. This is optional, of course, but come on. If something can be blown up, you're gonna blow it up. You collect power-ups to strengthen your weapon and occasionally increase your maximum life. Then you get to the big asparagus, and you do not like asparagus. If you play on normal or hard difficulties, then you also have to deal with the occasional slug who tries to crawl towards you and touch you. With the giant asparagus now standing at the gates of St. Peter awaiting his final judgment, you move on to destroy a ton more enemies and maybe a few more homes. Then you go up this blocky-ass hill, step by step. You still have to deal with the enemies, who are now like annoying mosquitoes. At the top of the hill, you need to battle the mid-boss, Bravoo Man. Bravoo Man is made up of a bunch of little boxes and walks back and forth, but you need to watch out for his spinning driver dragon punch. Depending on your weapon and your difficulty, this fight might take a minute or two. Defeat him and the ground breaks away, because the ground cannot exist if Bravoo Man himself does not. You slide down real fast, and the enemies are sliding and even rolling down with you in an attempt to stop you at whatever it is that you're actually doing. Eventually you get to the bottom and you can move around on your own again. Mechanical arms pop out of the woods and try to get you. Oh, and you need to take out the wasp nests because you like wasps even less than you like asparagus. You gotta be careful because any surviving wasp will try to get you. Again, this is optional. If you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone, just like real life. Soon, it's time for the Stage 1 boss fight. 2 kids on a mechanical walker thingy called Pinky Rotor. They'll try to harm you, but don't let that stop you from taking this thing out. After a bit, it blows up and you get a free seizure. They escape right before it blows up, but you steal their pretty jewel. Stage over, hell yeah! What an amazing start this is to an even more amazing game. We all love it when a dude wears nothing but a loincloth, right? Of course we do. We're manly men. We love checking out the muscular physique on other dudes' bodies. Well, I have 2 such games coming up in this next segment, as well as 1 game on the Super NES where you don't even get to play as a human at all, so he gets to be completely nude! Here's the legendary axe for the TurboGrafx-16 from ICOM and JVC. In this one, you play as a Conan ripoff who needs to hack his way through the game, especially bats and these bald head dudes. Soon, you can optionally drop down here and you'll face a giant spider. You have to carefully chop off all of its legs to kill it. But watch out, it throws web balls at you. Once it dies, you'll get your first power-up, which strengthens your attack as long as that new meter at the top is full. Down here, you can also explore a bit to find some more extra points, life refills, and other power-ups. You climb back up the rope that dropped when the spider died, and now you get a taste for the game's platforming. No worries if you don't make it, you can just climb back up that rope again and try once more. This area right here teaches you the jump physics quite well. Hack your way through some more bats and short bald dudes, and you make it to the boss. A couple of bipedal bears who want to maul you to death. I guess you're supposed to say it as bipedal here in the US, but I don't know, that sounds weird for some reason. But as I've mentioned before, my intelligence is often lacking in many, if not most areas. Kill these guys and the zone is over. The remaining zones in the game get longer and longer. I usually enjoy playing much more than just the first zone, but when I'm testing out something that plays TurboGrafx games like the Analog Duo, Hyperkin Retron GX, or some sort of Turbo EverDrive, I always play through Zone 1 of Legendary Axe here as part of my test. It's so enjoyable, and that makes it an easy one to grab for such things. It's Demon's Crest from Capcom on the Super NES. You play as Firebrand, one of the more annoying enemies from Capcom's Ghosts and Goblins franchise. You're hanging around when you notice something lurking back in the darkness. Then suddenly, a giant monster comes into the arena. It's the first boss already! That sure was a short stage. Just shoot its head and try to avoid its fire droppings. When it's defeated, for some reason the wall crumbles and you can go out, and you do. But the first boss still isn't dead. Oh well, just hit him a few more times. He dies for real this time, and he leaves you a nice life refill and extension. Now Stage 1 proper actually begins. You can bash apart statues in the background for some power-ups and whatnot. You keep making your way to the right, destroying spooky ghosts and statues. I remember when I first heard the music in this game, I was blown away by how clear it was, even for the Super Nintendo. I love it, and it sets the mood perfectly. Eventually, you'll get to a slightly bigger statue. Well, I'm good at busting statues. Uh-oh, what's going on? It's a mid-boss. I should not have done that. I definitely should not have done that. Oh, dearie me. He can be a bit annoying because he doesn't fly low enough to get hit as often as you'd like, but you'll take him out eventually. He'll turn back into the statue and you bust him real good this time. Yeah, he ain't coming back. He gives you another life refill and extension. Now, on with the second part of Stage 1. You need to be careful, as a large portion of this area is covered with spiky plants and things that probably wouldn't feel very good if you touched them. You also need to be careful with these pillars because they start to crumble once you land on them. Pretty soon you'll be inside of a cave, and this is the third and last part of Stage 1. You need to go up. This part of the stage really teaches you how to use your jump, hovering, and clinging abilities better than any tutorial ever could. You also need to have some good timing with the moving platforms. Up at the top is the actual Stage 1 boss, and he has some things to say. The fight isn't that difficult, kind of similar to the mid-boss, but this guy takes more hits. Defeat him and he laughs at you. I guess he was holding back. He promises not to next time though. I don't understand villains like this. Why not just kill me and get it over with? You're now free to explore the rest of the game, and it's a great game. The first stage does so much to prepare you for what awaits, but it's only a small taste. It also does a great job of getting you hooked on the cool play mechanics here. Here's Rastan from Taito. This is the arcade version. And man, this is one first stage that really drew me into the game. You're another Conan ripoff who needs to hack his way through the game. And yes, there are plenty of bats. The first ones are guarding this cool axe because they don't want you to have it. You know how bats are. You take it anyway, but no upgraded weapon in this game will last forever. Climb up and out, but keep killing bad guys. You have a life bar, and blue potions will refill it a little bit, ram heads fill it completely, and red potions drain it. You also get other little items like jewels for points and other things which can reduce damage from melee or magic attacks for a while. Soon, you'll grab a perpetually swinging rope and make it to a ledge. Notice there's a flaming sword under there. You want it. You want it badly. When you have it, it fires off a projectile, and it's just all around cool. You keep working your way forward, probably dying a few times. Usually the checkpoints aren't very close, but at least there are checkpoints. The music here is super cool, even though it repeats throughout the game. It certainly draws your attention when you're near the machine in an arcade, that's for sure. Keep at it, and eventually you make your way to the castle. The second part of each stage takes place inside. You'll be climbing up lots of chains in here. I like these spikes that pop up from the ground. I especially like that somehow they cast their shadow all the way onto the mountains in the background. That kicks ass. Don't forget to take the mace that these bats are guarding. It gives your attacks a much longer range for a time. Speaking of bats, they really do like these flames. And they also like trying to interfere with you as you attempt to jump from perpetually swinging rope to perpetually swinging rope. Be aware that water kills Rastan, regardless of if it's pooled up or draining from these pipes. Actually, I think the pipe water may only damage but not kill you. It's still best just not to let any of it touch you. You keep climbing up the castle and you can hear your heart pumping because you're low on life. Ah, thank goodness, a blue potion. Got a tiny bit of life back. Not that it matters though, because here come the bats! And I'm dead. On my next attempt, I make it to the top and into the throne room. Here's where the boss is. He's not very tough, not this particular boss anyway. And there you go, you are a brave fighter to have cleared such a difficult stage. And it is tough for a first stage, that's for sure. The rest of the game is cool, but nothing matches the first stage here. And there you go, more games that make some great first impressions. And many of them keep being awesome after that, others not so much. So what are some other games that you feel make some great first impressions? And do they get better or do they get worse after that? Let me know. In the meantime, thank you for watching GameSack.
What the hell you think you're doing, dude? Well, I'm just looking through your video games to see which ones I want to play, dude. I don't want you playing my games right now, dude. Too bad, dude. I'm totally serious, dude. Well, you could go to hell, dude.